Hello everyone, I'm Deepak Bhardwaj. Today I'm going to start the fourth chapter of the biography, The Luminous Life of Munshi Premchand, edition 2008. The author of this book was Amrit Rai, son of Munshi Premchand, and edited by Shyam Dua. This book was published by Tiny Tot Publications. The name of the chapter is Premchand in a New Role. Premchand's field was all about expression of thoughts. However, it was a completely different field from films. He tried his luck in the film line also. According to Premchand, film was a wonderful medium of expression. He was very well aware about the huge difference between the art of literature and the audio visual field. He worked for films because he wanted to earn money. He was on the peak of literary field when he drifted towards films. He was offered work by Ajanta Signtone of Mumbai. He signed an annual contract of Rs 8,000. He had to accept it because the literary works could never give him such an opportunity to improve his financial condition. At the same time, he was running two journals, paying the debts to the lenders, paying the workers, and taking care of his family. One of his friends, Jaya Shankar Prasad, did not want him to join films. Even his wife, Shivrani Devi, did not approve him of going to films. Premchand studied the entire negative and the positive aspects and then decided to accept the offer. On June 1, 1934, he reached Mumbai. On June 15, he intimated Janendra that he had rented a house and was taking meals in a Dadar hotel. Later on, he brought his wife and daughter Kamla from Varanasi to stay with him. His sons Shripat Rai and Amrit Rai were in Allahabad for their studies. Premchand did not like his new career from the beginning. He gave indications in his letters to think again about the next year. Within a short span of 3 months, he realized that it was very difficult for him to write for movies. This was because there were no actors who suited his characters. He got an assignment to write for the film Majdoor. The story was already written and was very well planned by the producer and the director. Premchand had to just put the icing into it. He wrote very effective dialogues. The story portrayed an ideal industrialist who did good for his country and countrymen. In the movie, Premchand also acted in a short role of a sarpanch. The movie was not at all revolutionary, but still the censor board banned it. When the film was released in Lahore, there were around 60,000 people who gathered to see the movie. At that time, military was called to control the mob. The film was shown only for 7 days, when the government banned its shows. Afterwards, the film was released in Delhi and central provinces, but again it was banned. Premchand was able to make money from this profession, so he wanted to be associated with film line. On August 11, 1934, he wrote a letter to Nigam in which he advised him also to write some scenarios. If you write a scenario for screen, I may arrange its acceptance in some film company. Please come over here. Let us go around and talk about it to some film companies. If you sign a contract for even 2 stories a year, you may earn from there up to 1500 rupees, and to write 2 stories is a job of 2 months. Then he suggested Janendra also to write scenarios. Premchand was always dedicated towards his work. He did his film work and also very seriously and full devotion. He was not needed in the studio daily, still he went there regularly. Everyone, including the directors and actors, had respect for him. Slowly, he came across the cultural bankruptcy of the producers. The film producers cared to have more and more money and wanted Premchand to write in a thoughtless process. He was very upset with the working style of the filmmakers. They were showing vulgarity in the films in the name of entertainment. Moreover, his involvement in films began to make big demand on his literary skills. Soon he realized that film was not an apt place for a literary person. He told his views to Dr. Indranath Madan in a letter. He continued writing with full enthusiasm and energy even when he was facing financial crisis and scarcity of time. He was soon convinced that the films were sucking his originality and energy. On December 26, 1934, he wrote a letter to Dr. Indranath Madan after having spent 6 months in the film line. Films is no place for literary person. I joined it because I thought this world would provide me some economic independence. But this was my mistake. I am returning to literature again. In fact, I never stopped literary writing, which I consider the object of my life. In the meanwhile, Jagran and Hans did not prove to be self-supporting. Jagran was incurring him a loss of rupees 150 per month. The condition of press was also pathetic. The advertisers had gone against their words. They were not ready to pay for the advertisements that were published in the weekly. Jagran was giving him losses continuously, so he suspended the paper for some time. Some people thought that the paper had been closed forever. When premChand suspended the journal, he wrote an article, Jagran Ki Samadhi, the End of the Jagran. This article deepened people's belief that Jagran was closed now. Then premChand had to make a clarification that it was not the death of the paper. When premChand was leaving for Mumbai, he gave the responsibility of editing the journal to Sampoorn Anand, who made sure to carry on the policies of premChand. At that time, it was the only paper that spread the idea of socialism without being afraid of losses or government control. Once premChand wrote to the editor of Bharat, "The forceful propagation of socialism that Jagran has done in the hand of Sampoorn Anand is known very well to the Hindi world. But premChand was worried for the workers who were working with Jagran. He was concerned because they had to lose livelihood if the paper was closed. Finally, when he saw that he was not able to finance it, he spoke with the owners of Leaders Press Allahabad and handed over his paper to Sampoorn Anand. Now, the weekly was under Sampoorn Anand's editorship. In August 1934, the paper was getting printed in premChand's press in Varanasi. The film Majdoor could not make a strong impression on premChand. He said, "Director is all in films. The writer may be the king of his pen, but he is an ordinary subject in director's empire." His next film was a romantic story. premChand had a small role in it. He used to feel very helpless in this profession. He was getting more and more serious to leave the films. There is one interesting event during the struggle days of premChand. At that time, he was living at Dadar. The famous playwright Hari Krishna Premi was also staying there, who had come to Mumbai to try in movies. Once premChand asked him why he had come to join to the films. Premi said that he wanted to set up a press. premChand was surprised to hear this. He thought both of them had been a victim of the same fate. During this time, premChand got a lifetime opportunity. He was offered to write 5 scenarios for a film company, but for that he had to go to England. He was offered an annual salary of rupees 10,000 after his return from England, but he was required to spend a whole year in England. His wife Shivrani would not let him go. She was very well aware about his falling health. She told him that he would not be able to take up any strenuous assignment, so premChand had to give in before her insistence. When premChand was in Mumbai, he took out some time in December 1934 to travel South India, and his wife also went along with him. There, he got an invitation to address the annual gathering of Hindi Prachar Sabha, Hindi Propagation Conference. The people of South India showed him a great deal of love and respect, which touched his heart. The conference was fully packed, and everyone was listening to him patiently. He wrote his experience. I was standing garlanded like a fool. For the first time, I felt speechless. People said he is a great Hindi writer and waited for the pearls to flow from my mouth, and here I was not able to decide what to say. Premchand felt great when he saw the growing interest of people in Hindi in the South. The people who missed the chance to take part in the national movement were very eager to at least promote the unity by learning Hindi. But at the same time, he was disturbed to see that the people of northern region cared little to learn the rich languages of South. Premchand travelled Chennai and then visited Mysore and Bangalore. He stayed in Pune also while coming back to Mumbai. Hari Krishna Premi was also accompanying him during the journey. Premchand was very happy with the experience he had in Chennai. He noted all his nice experiences in his travelogue. As he returned from there, he started preparing to quit the film industry as soon as possible. He had decided to settle on creative writing at Lamhi. He was afraid that he was wasting his valuable time in the studios which he could utilize in creative writing. Finally, in February 1935, he wrote to Janendra, I did not get any satisfaction in films. The director also do not derive any satisfaction, but they cannot help and are lingering over here out of compulsion. Idealism creeps in the plots I conceive, and I am told that there is no entertainment value in them. While leaving Mumbai, he got an offer to publish a daily newspaper on a monthly salary of Rs 700. He was also offered to keep 4 assistants to assist him, but he had suffered a lot in the film industry, so he could not gather the courage to do a job in Mumbai. He could not see friendly atmosphere in Mumbai at any cost. I do not want to live here at all, he replied to the offer. The reality was that him and his wife were frustrated and fed up of the artificial and emotionless life of Mumbai. Premchand was associated with Ajanta Sign Tone and it was getting closed. There were still remaining months in the contract. As per the contract, he could ask for 2000 rupees to be paid that were due to him, but he did not pay any special attention to it and left for the remaining balance. Finally, he bade farewell to Mumbai and the film world on April 4, 1935. Here our 4th chapter ends, and in next video we will start our 5th chapter. Thank you.